Hello students, welcome back to the class. In the previous lesson, in the previous class we had discussed about the trigonometric ratios and their representations, and based on the trigonometric ratios we tried to solve the questions from the exercise 8.1. Especially majorly we focused on the right triangle. By using the right triangle, by using the Pythagoras theorem, we tried to find the missing values of the given three sides, and then we try to find the values of other trigonometric ratios. So that we proceed to the next topic, that is 8.3, trigonometric ratios of some specific angles. From geometry, you are already familiar with the construction of angles 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. As we all had seen in the 9th class, we learned to construct the 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees without using the protractor. We just used only the compass, and we did not even use the D, which we usually say the protractor. Without using that, we constructed the 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 and 90. So here in this section, we will find the values of the trigonometric ratios for these angles and of course for 0 degree also. In this section, what we are going to do, we will find the values of the trigonometric ratios for these angles. Till now we just used the angles, we just mentioned the ratios as cos A, sin A, cot A, tan A, or cos C, sin C. So in place of angle we mentioned only the alphabet A, C, like that. But how to solve the questions when there is a specific angle, sin 30? For example, if we are asked to find out the value of sin 30, sin 30 kitna hai? Suppose we are asked to find out this value. How do we do that? Sin 30 means, where is this 30? Is it here? Is this 30 here or the top? If it is here or here, then how do we find the other values? We know that one angle will be obviously 90 degrees. So in such cases, how do we find the trigonometric ratios of such angles or such specific angles? That's the major goal. But if you see the textbook, definitely you will find a table. आपको एक table दिखाई देगा, in which you will find all the ratios. आपको सारे ratios यहाँ पे दिखाई देते हैं. What is sin 30? What is sin 0? What is sin 60, 40, 45, 90? ये सारे values आपको दिखाई देते हैं if you just open the textbook. But and also you can by heart all those values. आप रटा मार सकते हैं. You can simply remember them also. But before we just mug up and by heart, it's better for us to know how do we actually get this value. Suppose if this is theta and here it is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees. These are specific angles. 60 degrees and then 90 degrees. So what is sine? Sine 0 degrees का value कितना है? How much is it? And cos, then tan, like that the remaining three ratios. So what are the values of these specific angles of the trigonometric ratios? So this is what we are going to focus in this particular video. Okay, so let's move forward. Trigonometric ratios of 45 degrees. First, we'll start with the 45 degrees. We can also start with 0, but let us start with 45 degrees as it is mentioned in textbook. So let's focus on the explanation that's given over here. Trigonometric ratios of 45 degrees. In triangle ABC, so look at this triangle given here. In this triangle, right angle at B, the right angle is also mentioned, that which is at B. If one angle is 45 degrees, then the other angle is also 45 degrees, because one is 90. We know that sum of all three angles is 180, and out of 180 one is 90, and the other one is maybe A or C is 45. So definitely the third angle is also 45 degrees. Angle A and C both are equal to 45 degrees. That means if two angles are equal, what do we say about these two sides? Which type of triangle is this? Of course it is a right angle triangle, but here still again we see that there are two angles which are equal, 45 45. So we can say that this is an isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, the sides which are opposite to the equal angles are also equal. That means AB is equal to BC. Okay, यहाँ पर उसी बात को mention किया है. BC is equal to AB. Why? Because it is an isosceles triangle. That's the answer you can write for this bracket. Now suppose BC is equal to AB is equal to A. यहाँ पर BC AB values जो equal हैं because of this 45 degrees करके हम जो कह रहे हैं, इन दोनों के वैल्यूज जब इक्वल है तो उन दोनों का वैल्यू भी तो सेम रहेगा. BC यदि 5 है तो AB भी 5 रहेगा. So here we are taking it as A alpha some variable because it is a varying side. If it can be 5, 6, any value. So whatever the A here is, it will be same here also. That's the reason we are taking a single variable. Then by Pythagoras theorem, what can we do? We can find out this value, isn't it? How do we find that? AC square. Here the Pythagoras theorem is used. Formula hypotenuse square AC square. This is unknown. You can write it as x also. AC square is equal to AB square, that is base. You can say the adjacent for angle A and the BC opposite for angle A. इन दोनों के sides के squares के summation. So it is A square plus A square, which is 2A square. AC square is equal to, what did we get here? AC square is equal to 2A square आया है. But we need only AC, which is opposite hypotenuse. So this square goes to other side and it becomes square root. So it is 2A square. Now the square root can be separated for 2 as well as for A square. We write it as root 2 into square root A square. We know that square and root, they always get cancelled. So what is left now here? A into root 2 or root 2A we can say. So here in place of x you can write it is root 2 into A. This is the value of AC. Now we have all three sides of this triangle. अब हम 45 degrees ratio find करना हो. Which 45 degrees? Let us say sin 45 degrees. Let me apply mask over here. We have got all three values of the triangle. Here it is A, this is also A, this is root 2A. All three sides are there. Now, sin 45 degrees. Let me take white color. Sin 45 degrees is equal to how much? Suppose if this 45 degrees is taken here, ये 45 degrees करके अपन लेते हैं ये वाला. अब sin 45 degrees is 45 degrees के लिए what is actual sin ratio? Actual sin ratio is opposite upon, you all know that, opposite upon hypotenuse. So for 45 degrees, what is opposite? Here it is A, BC. BC upon hypotenuse is AC. So what is BC there? It is A. What is AC? It is root 2A. So in the numerator and denominator, we have common value, that is A and A. They get cancelled one time. So A1s are 1, A1s are 1. So what is left now? We are left with the answer 1 upon root 2. So this is the fixed value for the sin 45 degrees. आप कहीं भी दुनिया के किसी भी कैलकुलेटर में sin 45 degrees का वैल्यू ढूंढोगे तो आपको 1/1 को root 2 से डिवाइड करने पर जितना वैल्यू आएगा ना उतना ही वैल्यू आएगा. You can search in any place you will get the same value, that is sin 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. This is fixed value. Now if we try to find out the cos 45 degrees, cos ratio of 45 degrees. Okay, so what is the ratio for cos of this 45 degrees? For this, it is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So adjacent is AB upon opposite hypotenuse is AC. How much is AB? That is A. How much is AC? That is root 2A. So you can see that in both the cases we are getting the same value. A and A gets cancelled. Now we are left with 1 upon root 2. So here also we see that cos 45 degrees is also 1 upon root 2. Right? In the same manner you can find the other angles. Tan 45 degrees. Tan 45 degrees is equal to, tan is opposite upon adjacent. Opposite is A, that is BC, by adjacent is AB. We have taken 45 degrees at angle B. Okay, BC upon AB. BC is A and AB is also A. Now A ones are A ones are A. So we are left with the answer 1. Okay, so if you continue to do that, tan 45, then you will write for cot 45, and you can write for cosecant 45, and you can write for the secant 45. For all 45 degrees, you will get different answers. For sin and cos, they are equal. For tan and cot, you will again get the same. And what do we get for the cosecant? Cosecant 45. Cosecant 45. What is the ratio of cosecant? It is hypotenuse upon opposite, because cosecant is just opposite of sine. Sine को आप उल्टा करो, it is root 2 upon root 2a upon a. A gets cancelled, you get answer root 2. Then same secant 45 degrees is opposite of cos. So cos का 1 upon root 2 आया है, तो ये यहाँ पे secant का root 2 आएगा. Cos का जो भी वैल्यू रहेगा 45 डिग्रीज में, उसका रेसिप्रोकल secant का होगा. sin का जो भी वैल्यू रहेगा 45 डिग्रीज में, उसी का उसका रेसिप्रोकल वैल्यू जो होगा, that is of cosecant. Okay, then tan 45 is reciprocal of cot 45. So in this particular section, we try to see that the trigonometric ratios of 45 degrees, a specific angle 45 degrees, are as follows. Okay, so यहाँ पर कुछ भी चीज मगअप या बाय हार्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. पूरे टेबल में आप सिंगल एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू को याद करोगे, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया था प्रीवियस क्लास में. If you can remember the sine ratio perfectly, the all other remaining 5 ratios for all the specific angles can be easily remembered. I'll tell you that. So here sin 45 degrees, cos 45 degrees 1 upon root 2, tan 45 degrees 1, and then cosecant 45 degrees root 2, secant 45 degrees root 2, cot 45 degrees 1. Here you see that cot 45 degrees is 1 upon tan 45. Secant is 1 upon cos 45. Cosecant is 1 upon sin 45. As I told you, they are all reciprocals. Cosecant and sin, secant and cos, tan and cot. ये relations को, ये links को आपको याद रखना होगा. Now that's all about the 45 degrees. Now we come to the another section, that is 30 degrees and 60 degrees. 45 के बदले में अब हम 30 and 60 degrees यदि देखें, what is being done here? Triangle is taken. क्योंकि ट्रायंगल के अंदर 30-60 चाहिए, 30-60 चाहिए, तो हमें क्या करना है? Right triangle is to be taken. Here this is 90 degrees, and in fact an equilateral triangle is taken here. In this equilateral triangle, all angles are 60 degrees, all the corner angles, and from the one vertex point a perpendicular is drawn. So perpendicular is a median also. So when a perpendicular is drawn, it bisects the angle also. So here it is 30, here also it is 30. Now you have 130 degrees here, 160 degrees here, and 190 degrees here. So altogether in ABD, now ABD is one right triangle, then ADC is also another right triangle. What we need here is a right triangle जिसके अंदर एक 60 डिग्रीज का एंगल दिखाई दे और दूसरा एक 30 डिग्रीज का एंगल दिखाई दे. Okay, that's our concept. Now here, let us now calculate the trigonometric ratios of 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Consider an equilateral triangle ABC. Since each angle in the equilateral triangle is 60 degrees, therefore A, B, C are 60 degrees. Draw the perpendicular AD from A to the side BC. That's already been done. Now triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD. यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट में अगेन क्वेश्चन दिया है why. ABD and ACD ये दोनों congruent करके उसने स्टेटमेंट बता दिया. Here the statement is being made that they are congruent, but he is asking why. Why they are congruent? Triangles congruent बताने के लिए congruency rules के हिसाब से हमें proof करना है. So if you see these two triangles, one pair of angles are equal, then this is common side, and here we have another pair of angles equal. But हमें क्या चाहिए? Equilateral triangle. Since this is an equilateral triangle, we have one side equal in ABD and ADB and ADC में one side is equal. Then this is common side. और दोनों sides के बीच का जो angle है, equal sides के बीच वाला angle जो है, that is also equal. So we can use SAS criterion. Here reason SAS criterion. With that, they both are congruent. If they are congruent, this is 90 degree. This angle is also equal in both. But ये दोनों angles जो है straight line के ऊपर हैं, so इन दोनों का summation 90 होगा, 180 होगा straight line angle property के according. And since the angles are also equal, therefore 180 is distributed equally as 90 plus 90. तो उसके हिसाब से हमें ये भी मालूम पड़ता है कि ये 90 degrees angle है. We just we do not just blindly assume that it is 90 degrees, but it is as per the mathematical equations and the properties. Okay, so here BAD and CAD by CPCT ये दोनों angles. पर मैंने actually ले लिया है इसको directly. यहाँ पे दूसरा congruency rule को इस्तेमाल किया गया है. What you can do is this one they are equal, and here both angles are equal because it is equilateral triangle, and the perpendicular in an equilateral triangle divides the opposite side into two equal parts. That means BC is equal to BD. So यहाँ पर भी आपको वही criterion SAS criterion ही इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. Okay, so you can use any criterion, but ultimately we'll come to know that these two angles are equal. अब angles equal होने के बाद next concept is here. Now the angles are proven. ABD is right triangle. ABD को right triangle बता दिया. And right angle at D with BAD is 30 degrees and ABD 60 degrees. Okay. So what? As you know, for finding the trigonometric ratios, we need to know the lengths of the sides of the triangle. So let us suppose that AB is equal to 2A. मैं यहाँ पर फिर से triangle बना देता हूँ. This is how the triangle is given. This is taken as D. This is taken as A. This is A, B, and this is C. This one is taken as 60, and this one is taken as 30. And obviously this is 90 degrees here. So what is mentioned? So let us suppose that AB is equal to 2A. इसको 2A के रूप में लिया गया है. We need to know the lengths of the sides of the triangle. So let us suppose that AB is 2A. AB जब 2A है, तो BC is also 2A, B to C, and A to C is also 2A. But BD, I told you that AD is a median also. It is perpendicular as well as median. These two parts are equal, separated parts. So now BD will be half of 2A, that is, it will be A. 2A का आधा कितना होगा? 1A होगा. So this will also be A. अब हमें क्या फाइंड करना है? We are supposed to find out this value actually, क्योंकि ABD right triangle consider करते हैं, हमारे पास 2a AB साइड है, BD AB है, बट AD जो परपेंडिकुलर साइड है वो हमारे पास नहीं है। तो वो फाइंड करने के लिए हमें फिर से पाइथागोरस थ्योरम यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल किया गया है। हाउ इट इज अप्लाइड, लेट मी अप्लाई मास्क एंड शो यू हाउ इट्स बीइंग डन। ABD राइट ट्रायंगल में, in right triangle ABD we have Pythagoras theorem, AB square is equal to, as per the Pythagoras theorem, AB square is equal to AD square plus, this is the actual formula, BD square. अब इसमें हमें चाहिए AD, so AD को ही रहने दो, other values को other side लेके जाओ, AB square minus, bring the BD square to left side, BD square is equal to AD square. We have AB value and BD value. AB is 2a, it's 2a whole square, minus BD is a square, which is equal to AB square. Now 2a square is 4a square, 2 square a square, 2 square is 4, a square is a square, minus a square is equal to AD square. Now from 4a square, when one a square is subtracted, we will get 3a square, which is equal to AD square. हमें सिर्फ AD चाहिए, so square goes to other side, AD is equal to square root, square other side जाके square root में बदल जाएगा, it will be a square. अब root दोनों के लिए separate होगा, root 3 into a square और उसका separate root. root 3 का 3 के ऊपर root as it is रहेगा, a square square root and square gets cancelled, we are left with 3a. That means we can also write it as a root 3 और root 3a. अब यहाँ पर हम लिखेंगे उसी वैल्यू को, दिस वैल्यू, एक क्वेश्चन मार्क वैल्यू जो है, दिस इज रूट 3 इंटू ए. अब देखें ABD ट्रायंगल, राइट ट्रायंगल, जिसके अंदर we got all the three sides. So when we have all three sides, now we can write the ratios for the sin 60. अब 60 डिग्रीज को रेफरेंस बना के sin 60 लोगे, इस एंगल रेफरेंस बना के, you have opposite side here and then hypotenuse. So how do we get? Sin 60 is opposite, which is root 3a, by adjacent hypotenuse, which is 2a. So a cancel, the answer left is root 3 upon 2. So this is sin 60 degrees. अब sin 30 degrees भी देख लो, sin 30 degrees जब लोगे एंगल बदल जाता है, because here the 30 degrees है on the top. So इस 30 degrees के लिए sin ratio of 30 degrees, sin ratio is opposite upon hypotenuse. 30 degrees के लिए opposite is now BD. So here you will have to write BD upon hypotenuse is AB. So BD and AB values को note करो, BD is A and AB is 2A, A cancel, the answer left is 1 upon 2. So we come to know that sin 30 is 1 upon 2, cos sin 60 is root 3 by 2. इसी तरह बाकी 5 ratios के 60 and 30 degrees values find out कर सकते हैं. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. If it is not clear, what you can do is just go back and watch it again. But you try to pause the video, try to draw the figure on your own, put the values as per the instructions given, put the values, and try to note down the ratios for all these. Try to note down the values for all these ratios. Okay, so जैसे आप करते जाएंगे ना, you become perfect and you will not forget it. Okay, so here all the ratios are given. उसके बाद finally sin the trigonometric ratios of 0 degrees and 90 degrees, ये मैं आपको अभी नहीं समझाऊंगा. I leave it to you because here a little bit of activity is required. We will discuss it in the next class. अभी तक जो मैंने समझाया है उसको बेस करके आप क्या करेंगे, you write the table, जैसे मैंने शुरुआत में बताया था, draw the table this way. You draw the table, and in this mention the angles, and write the ratios here. This is for 0 degrees, 30, 0, 30, 60, 45, 60, 90. Okay, so this part you can do. Here you can mention angle, then sine theta. This is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 0 degrees वाला part आप blank रहने दो. 45 degrees, 60 degrees, then 90 degrees. इसको blank ये जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, then draw here another ratios boxes for the other ratios. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 6 rows for the 6 ratios. Right here cos, tan, cot, then cosecant, this reciprocal of sine, and this one as secant, last one. You can leave this one blank because we haven't yet discussed this part, but for the remaining 3 parts from starting from 30 to 60 you can fill all these values. ये सारे values को आप fill कर सकते हैं, not just by looking at the explanations given in the textbook. वहाँ पर जो answers लिखे हैं 30 degrees का cos कितना है, tan कितना है, no, don't look at that. Draw that right triangle, draw the triangle, notebook, mention all the values as we discussed, and after you do the procedures, whatever the answers you get, then you write the values here. Sin 30 is 1 by 2, sin 45 degrees is 1 upon root 2, and sin 60 is root 3 upon 2, sin 90 is 1, cos 0, अब यहाँ पे ये 1 जो है यहाँ आएगा और ये 0 है, and ये root 3 by 2 यहाँ पे आएगा. When you solve this, you will get cos 45 is same 1 by root 2, then sin 60 is 1 upon cos 60 is 1 upon 2, cos 0, cos 90 degrees you will get here 0. Okay, now tan 0 is 0 upon 1 is 0, cot 0 is 1 upon 0, cos upon sine, which is not defined. Okay, so here you don't get any value, and then here 1 upon 2 upon root 3 upon 2 you will get here 1 upon root 3, which is tan 30, then here we will get root 2 root cancel, tan 45 is 1, 2 cancel, root 3 will get here, and this is not defined, and same here cot is also not defined. So like this you can fill all the values, but basically ये 90 degrees वाला and 30 degrees 0 degrees वाला part अपन discuss करेंगे, but other than that 30, 45, 60 degrees के values आप note कर सकते हैं. If you can make your table of trigonometric ratios in this manner, you will never forget these things in your entire life. आप भले बूढ़े भी हो जाएंगे, then also will not forget it, because we are writing these values based on the triangle. Okay, based on the triangle and based on the procedures. So that's all, children. I hope you understood it. Watch it again. If you get doubts, you can ask me even before we meet in the next class. That's all. See you. Bye bye.